So I guess I will just put droppings here. It's not an ingredient I really want, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Hey everyone, this is Thatcher. Today I'm excited to show you Witchbound. This just arrived a few days ago, maybe 2-3 days ago, and I backed this on GameFound. I think the retail versions are already out and you can already get those, but the GameFound version took a little bit longer to arrive, but I'm happy that this is now here. This is some kind of like a story-driven game that is like kind of similar to like point-and-click adventures, just in board game form, right? Looking forward to seeing how I like that. I really like the theme. I really like the artwork here, so very cool. One disclaimer, I have not played this yet. It's because I want to make this first playthrough as authentic as possible, so we will both, you and I, discover this game together today, which I think is a really cool thing. I will most likely not play through the entire game on the channel because this takes like about 20 to 25 hours. And I'm not even sure a lot of people are watching my entire like Sleeping Gods and Aeon's End playthroughs, right? That like take only about like 10 hours. So I'm not sure yet. If you really want to see the entire game on the channel or more on the channel, let me know. Otherwise, the current plan is I will show you a little bit of it today. Let's see how long. I have no idea. If it's like half an hour or an hour, let's see. And then the rest I will most likely play on my free time. But let me know if you have different ideas here. All right, before we get started, as usual, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's go. Yeah, there we go. So why I'm that so confident that I can play this just without having played it before is because, like somewhere it says like on the rulebook, just stop playing. You don't need any rules, right? So essentially, let's take a look at this. Let me just put this aside here because we don't need that. So we do have a card. We don't have too much. We have this rule book here, and this one says it features the tutorial, right? So we actually don't need to read this. This is just for reference, right? So we'll just put this aside up here so I can like grab it for reference. And then we have two books. That's pretty much it, right? We have these dice. We have a few cards. We have the entry book. This is like where we find all these story entries here. And then we have the scene book, right? And also we have like these sheets here for our main character. But here we will do it a little bit differently because I have actually like photocopied the sheets here that we need, just because I don't really like writing into like board game material. Also, I don't know the future of this game, right? If this is a game that is like highly replayable, right? Let's say I play those 20 to 25 hours and I can't get enough because I love it so much, which is definitely possible because I love story-based games and everything, especially like with that old school art style and everything. Then I will be very sorry if I've like written on all the sheets, right? There are like 2 sheets in there of each, I think, except for the broomways here. I think there are even 4 of them. Yeah, we will take a look at them in just a moment. Also, another thing that is part of the game, which is pretty cool, are like these stickers here for the familiar, for the cat. And also for Reni, which is like the main character we're playing herself. There's even one that we can color ourselves. Same here. So we can just put them on top here. But for now, I will use the regular one because I don't know the future of this game yet, right? Maybe I will play it like replay it like off and on because I like it so much. I have no idea. It seems like you can get it quite quickly to the table, which is really good. So yeah, all right. So let's just take a look at what we have here, and then I will set up the game. So here we have like the sheets that will accompany us during this adventure. We have Reni here. I don't know. We have like basic actions here. I guess there's like the point and click stuff, right? We can look at things and we can interact with things with like point of interest, NPCs and encounters. Okay. We have tools here, spells, prompts, gifts. The bubble in each space represents the max quantity you can hold of that particular item. Okay. I have no idea what that means, but we will see. Then here we have hearts, magic, and luck. We have conditions here, poison, jinxed. We can have coins. And also we have a familiar. I have a pen here. We might have to use a pencil. But I also have a pencil here, just in case. So that should be okay. All right. Then here we have main quests, discoveries, and achievements. We can like cross off things. Very cool. Then we have side quests. Like usually these are double-sided. But I just didn't print them double-sided. Then here we have keywords. I guess these like allow us to do different things in the same places, similar to what Ryan Lockett is doing in Sleeping Gods. If you haven't watched that playthrough yet, there is a playthrough on my channel. Feel free to check it out. And then we have potions ingredients. There are some potion rules here. We will get to those later, I guess. And then we have broomways. I guess broomways are like fast travel options. I guess, I have no idea. It says that you can interact with a broomway to move to any other discovered broomways. So I guess like these are just, this is like the world that we play in, I think. Coven Cove, I guess. Welcome to the magical island of Coven Cove. And then we can like put in the broomways here, I guess. But I guess we will figure all of that out later. I will also put that aside for now. All right, so let me just start setting up the game and then we can get started. All right, and with that, we should have set up the most important things. There's still a few things we need to do. Also, I decided to take my drawing case here for the eraser because that is a really good one, just in case we need it. And regarding the pencil, I will also take a nicer one. Let me take this one here. So, just because I think this way we can do it a little bit better. Okay, so what we now need to do is, we need to take our stat sheet here for the rest of the setup. And what we need to do is we need to give ourselves 5 hearts. So I guess I will just like cross them out. I hope you can see it like this even, right? And I will just erase them when we don't have them anymore. It might be kind of hard for you to see, but I will like, as usual, say what I'll be doing. If your hearts are reduced to 0, read entry 4000. So I guess that's not good. Magic and luck, we start with 0 at the moment. We can start to play. So we start with reading entry number 1. Let me put this aside. I think we don't need this at the moment. My sweet Pebble, your father and I are currently sitting next to a small fire outside an ancient tomb. You were supposed to be searching inside, but your father stubbed his toe and a scream of agony caused a rock slide. The entrance is now blocked, and the weather is too severe to travel. I know it's only been a few days, but we miss you dearly. I know you wish you could be here with us, but I'm sure your grandmother is enjoying your company on the island. Try to have fun, but please, stay out of trouble. The summer will be over before you know it, and we'll all be home together. Love, Mom and Dad. Reni lies in bed reading the postcard for the 100th time. It was true. She wished she could be with them. It wasn't fair that she was just 1 year too young to join the Adventurers Guild. Instead, she had to get shipped off to the boring island of Coven Cove, where her grandmother runs a bakery. The famous island of the witches may sound like a cool place, but there hasn't been a witch in over a century. Now the village is merely a tourist attraction. Nothing exciting ever happens, and the only adventure Reni has had in the few days she's been here has been chasing some rats around the cellar. They were good target practice for a slingshot, though. Still, next year she'd apply to the guild and then spend her next summers going on quests with her parents. The pleasant thoughts fill her mind, and Reni closes her eyes, hoping her dreams are filled with grand adventures. Scratch, scratch, scratch. The noise comes from overhead, and Reni opens one eye and glares at the ceiling before burying her head under a pillow. Scratch, scratch. She sits up in bed and hurls the pillow at the ceiling, which then crashes onto her already messy desk, scattering things onto the floor. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Reni grunts and swings out of bed just as a light tap at her door lets her know she was too loud. The door creaks open and Grant's wrinkled face pokes in. Everything all right, Pebble? No, Gran, I can't sleep. Whatever's in the attic won't let me. Don't you hear the noises? Grant shrugs. You get used to them, dear. Well, I haven't. Can I please go up there and get rid of whatever it is? I can't remember the last time I was up there. I haven't the slightest idea what you'll find. There could be anything. Might be a dragon. Gran giggles. Reni folds her arms and rolls her eyes. It's probably just some rats, but if there's a dragon up there, someone needs to teach it some manners, and I'm not afraid to. Of course you're not. Gran says, grinning. All right, Pebble, go ahead. I'll need to go downstairs and get the stew covered up before you go tromping around making dust. Thanks, Gran. I try to keep my tromping to a minimum. Before I do anything, I need my slingshot. Reni reaches into her nightstand and pulls out a trusty slingshot along with a pouch full of pebbles. All right, so we now gain a tool. That means we take a look here. You see, we have like tools written right here. And then we just write in slingshot and the action number 3 here to the left. That's just because we will need those action numbers for like doing actions, right? So you see, like we have like all of these boxes here, right? And we have 1 and 2 here, and that's where we have the 3. Now I get it. 1, 2, and this is 3. So if we want to look at something, we use the 1. If we want to interact with something, we use the 2, and the 3 we use for, well, using the slingshot, I guess, right? So yeah, okay. Then we gain a main quest, Awakenings, right? So what we do is we write Awakenings right here. That's our first quest, Awakenings, and then we put in entry 1, like this. All right, and with that we have started filling out a few things on our sheet. Very cool. Okay. Then let us turn to scene M07 in the scene book. And for that we go here to M07. So I don't want to spoil anything, right? So I'm always like going down here, just looking here. So M07. Let's just turn this over here. Okay, there we go. You see, this seems to be our bedroom, the bedroom we're currently in. All right, very cool. So you see like where the scene path here. So that means like the M08. I hope you can see it well enough. This one followed by a digit number that leads us to another part of the map. First time we enter the scene, we need to read an entry and also their point of interest. These are like very hard to see. I think 46, but it's very hard to read. I guess this is I guess this is intended. Let me just take this for a moment off screen and see if I find any other numbers. No, not at the moment, and I guess it would have told me because that's the introduction here. All right, so we read 508. So we go back to our entry book here and go to 508. Oh, there are quite a lot of entries here. Anyway, it's a long game. I hope this is replayable if I like it enough. Let's see. But first I need to like it, of course. All right, 508. It's going to be dark up in the attic, so I need to find a light source before I go up there. I bet there's something in the storage closet under the stairs in the hallway. Yeah, thank you, because I wouldn't have seen the number otherwise. Okay, so we have the 408 here. We always want to combine the action with the point of interest here, right? So we want to take a look at this one here, the closet, which is 46. So we say 146, right? So that is going to be the entry we were going to be looking at. So let me look for 146 right here. The door to the storage closet is dusty and covered in cobwebs. Clear evidence Reni has been slacking on her chores. So now we can interact with it, right? So we go back to our character sheet. We see like 2 here, right? So we look at 246 now. That's a pretty clever system, actually. So all 2s are interactions. All 1s are looking at stuff, I guess. So 246. The door creaks open, and inside the small storage closet is a mix of cleaning supplies, currently covered in cobwebs. An old lantern hangs on a hook just inside the closet. This lantern should work. Okay, now we can. Now we have an entry choice here. Either we can clean the closet, or we can take the lantern. Well, we can also like read everything here, right? So here we like gain the lantern, which we need. I don't know what happens if we clean the closet, but I guess let's take the lantern first, I guess, because it like hangs open, right? Yeah, I guess we should be able to take it. So we gain a tool, lantern. So we go back to our sheets here, and then we put in the 5 here. Let me put it here. Lantern. I'm leaving this space because I guess there is a 4 missing, right? So I guess I can get something else there. All right, and then we read 508.1. Let me do that. Oh, that's really a lot of entries. 508.1 over here. I've got a light source, so I'm ready to head upstairs to the attic and teach this dragon some manners. So move to scene M08. Okay, wow. So we don't even have the possibility of cleaning the closet anymore. Maybe I can go back later and do it. I just want to see what happens if I clean it. Okay, so we go to M08. Oh yeah, that's the attic. Very dark. Lots of cobwebs, just like we suspected. Read 508.2. Okay, so now we have also encounters here. And those can be dangerous, so we need to be a little bit careful here. But it says here, first when we enter the scene, place encounter M. That means we go to the encounters, and then we place the encounter M. Let's just put it right here in the middle of the table. So it says here, resolve this encounter before interacting with anything else in your scene or move to a different scene. All right, I guess the bats, we can probably scare them off with our light, right? So what we would now do is, and now we get into the like point and click adventure thing, right? What we would now do is, now we would take a look at the lantern, which is 5. And then we have the 4-2, right? So we would take a look at 5-4-2 to check out what happens if we shine a light on the bats. I guess they will just go away then because they do like the dark. Okay, so 5-4-2 is right here. The sudden light seems to disorient the bats. They screech and try to cling to the walls and ceiling, their beady little eyes squinting against the light. Gain an advantage card for this encounter. So what we get here is, then it means we get like an advantage card, right? And we can just put it next to the encounter here. And this, the card like says the rules here. Discard this card to reroll up to 3 dice during an interaction with the encounter you have advantage against. Okay, very cool. So this with the light just gave us the advantage. And now I guess we want to use our slingshot, right? Which is like a 3. That means now we look at 3-4-2. Because now it just stops. It doesn't tell you what to do anymore. So I guess like the main tutorial is over. So 3-4-2. Let's just see what we do here. 3-4-2, rolling dice. Okay, it just tells us how to roll dice. Okay, that's fine. So let's see. It says us like roll 3 dice. Will do. We have like all these dice here, right? So are these different? No, I guess these are the same. It says like there are purple and green dice, but they are like always both colors, right? So I don't know if that's important, but this one here is like very purple. This one as well. I don't know if that changes anything. No, I think these are just regular D6s, I think. This might be from an old printing. I've already like spotted 1 or 2 small like minor editing mistakes here. So maybe that's still from the old version. So we roll 3 dice and each 4 or plus is a success. So, and we need at least 1 success here. So let's roll. All right. We do have a 4 and a 6. We have 2 successes. We could discard this card to reroll up to 3 dice. During interaction with the encounter, you have advantage against. So only that one. So I guess when the encounter is over, we need to get rid of that advantage card. But we have at least 1 success. The pebble strikes one of the bats, which squeals, causing the swarm to disperse. Gain ingredient, droppings 1. And the encounter is resolved. Okay. That means we now get an ingredient. Let me just check where we put those. I think we put them on the last of our character sheets, right? Yeah, ingredients. So I guess I will just put droppings here. It's not an ingredient I really want, but I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Oh, that's the wrong pencil, by the way. Droppings. And we have one of those. That's wonderful. Great. Love me some droppings, I guess. I don't know. Okay. And then with that, the encounter is resolved and we put that away. Okay, good. So I guess I will just like sort them back in here, I suppose. Okay, good. Okay, so now we can take a look around here, except for the 47 here on the chest. I don't see anything else that we can interact with, right? No other numbers, only this one here. So let's take a look at that first. 147. Let's just find the 147 right here. The trunk is old and worn. The fabric covering is frayed and ripped in several places, revealing rough, cracked wood underneath. A metal clasp, far too damaged to serve its original purpose, hangs loose from the lid. All right, then we can easily open it with a 247. So let's just look at 247 right there. Oh, that's a lot of text. All right, get ready for a lot of text again. As soon as Reni touches the lid of the trunk, a shadow darts out from behind it, startling her. She looks around the room and spots a pair of big yellow eyes watching her from a dark corner. She holds out the lantern, then relaxes. Oh, you're just a cat. You must have been hiding from those bats. Poor thing. What are you doing up here? Gran doesn't like animals inside, but she doesn't come up here, so I guess you're alright. The cat doesn't react, so Reni shrugs, then turns her attention back to the trunk. The lid of the trunk opens with a creak. Inside is an old pointy witch hat with several patches sewn in. Reni pulls it out and gives it a few smacks to knock the dust away, then sets it on her head. Ha! Look at me, I'm a witch. I bet Gran would love this. She's always on about me trying to get into the spirit. Something hard hits the top of Reni's head. She reaches up to grab the offending object, which turns out to be a thin necklace with a golden crescent-shaped amulet on the end. Odd place to hide jewelry, she says, rubbing her head. The cat moves closer, looking up at the object in her hands curiously. Want to play? Reni dangles the amulet, letting it swing over the cat's head, which flicks back and forth, following the motion. A sharp voice suddenly rings out. Excuse me, I am not a cat toy. I insist you put me down at once. Startled, Reni looks down at the cat. Was that... No, it wasn't the cat. It was me. Reni looks around but sees no one. In your hand. She looks down at the dangling amulet, which now looks like a small golden mouth, and it's moving. Now put me back where you found me. I am not a plaything. Plaything? I'm not a child. You're awfully rude for a piece of jewelry, you know. And wait, why can you talk? I can talk because I'm a powerful magical relic. One not meant for you, a child, to wear. Now, for the last time, put me back. Then it adds in a mocking tone. Please? You know, I think it looked quite nice on me. Don't you dare, I'm warning you. Reni slides the chain around her neck and takes the amulet in her hand. I don't know. Seems like I was meant. Now you've done it. The amulet suddenly becomes ice cold and glows with a pulsing green light. What are you doing? Reni says, panic creeping into her voice. With a soft pop, an old wrinkled sheet of parchment appears in the air, hovering in front of Reni's face. Words appear on the page in shimmering black ink. By selecting a creature as your familiar and voluntarily placing the amulet on, you have hereby accepted the binding terms of the awakening ritual. Congratulations, young witch. Enjoy your future here on the island of Coven Cove. The ink fades. With another pop, the parchment vanishes. Reni reaches for the necklace to pull it off, but it won't come free from around her neck. That won't work. I tried to warn you, the amulet calls out. What just happened? What did that mean? The binding terms? And why can't I take this stupid thing off? The amulet snorts. You can't read? You are now a witch, and witches are bound to this island. This isn't a funny joke. How do I take this off? I told you, you can't. We are now stuck together. You, me, and that little furball. Just my luck. Well, I'll be going now. Bye. The amulet becomes warm and the glow fades as it returns to being a simple piece of metal. No, wait! Reni shakes and taps the amulet, but it remains silent. She takes a deep breath and attempts to take the necklace off again, but it does not come free. The cat meows, and Reni follows the sound to see the cat sitting on the windowsill, looking out onto the street below, pointing at something she can't see. Through the racket of voices, she can only make out a single word. Witch. That can't be good. She looks down at the amulet and sighs. So much for staying out of trouble, she groans. I am going back to bed. Maybe I'll fall down the stairs and wake up. This has to be a dream after all. The cat meows and hops down from the sill. Reni shakes her head. Sorry, you can't come. I told you Gran doesn't like animals inside. The cat rubs against her leg and purrs. All right, fine. Just keep quiet, Reni whispers. Back in her room, Reni flops down onto her bed, and her new feline follower leaps up to curl up next to her. Reni's mind races, but a wave of exhaustion consumes her and she falls fast asleep. So, okay, that was very interesting. So now I can write a name for our familiar. I do have a name because I always said, like, if I ever have a cat, I don't. But if I ever had one, I would call it Whiskey. So that's what I'm going to call her. It doesn't make any sense for the story, but I don't really care. And then we can like put a sticker also on the cat if we want to, which I'm not going to do for now. And then we go to our quests here. Let me here, there we go. Right, Awakenings, and we do complete it. And now we go over to read entry 10, which would begin the main quest. And I think this is the perfect point to cut off, because there's a lot of story now again. This is, I think, the perfect point for cutting off this playthrough for today. So as I said, let me know if you want to see me continue this on the channel. If there are enough of you actually wanting to see this, then I will play this on the channel, or at least continue a bit of it on the channel. Otherwise, I will just play this in my free time off camera. But I would leave that up to you. And yeah, this is just a small glimpse into how you play Witchbound. So far, I like what the game does. If this is like really a 20 to 25 hour game, I'm very excited to see like how much it evolves, like what else you can do and whatever, right? Looking forward to that. So I did play Cantaloupe as well, but for Cantaloupe, it was good. I liked it, but like at the end, it didn't catch me to continue playing the series, right? So let's see how this one is here. But I do like the story so far. I think it's very funny. I think Reni is a very interesting character, and her now having to deal with being a witch. I think that's an interesting premise. It's nothing like completely new, but it's interesting definitely for such a game. So looking forward to that. I love so far that it has such minimal components, right? We only have the discovery, encounter, and follower deck. Also, we have a bookmark here. I've not figured out what that does yet. Maybe it's just a bookmark. I don't know. I guess you can like put it in the book here. And then we have that advantage card. And also we do have like a small like rule reminders here. And that's it, right? The character sheets, sure, but not a whole lot of components. A few dice, 2 books. Great. I liked it a lot. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed like this little glimpse into Witchbound. And now it's your turn. Let me know if you own the game and if you have started playing it, and let me know how you like it. And also let me know how I should continue playing this game by myself or for you. All right, as usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. The biggest thanks go to Thatcher for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate that. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and join my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video or my Discord server. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and cheers.